Well, this is Ezvid, and welcome to my director's commentary. We begin with an upwards tilt and get some nice lighting for effect with a lens flare. There is a fade to white there's a color fade to white into a panning panoramic shot. This shot contains texture and contrast between the trees. This next shot has a good variety of negative space and shape. The negative space around the cloud help accentuate the shape of the cloud. This dissolves into a variety shot. This shot contains elements of framing as well as texture. We can see the texture of the leaves of the trees as well as the texture of the sky. This next shot is a good example of line. We can see the line of the trees heading into the sky. Gives the viewer a good sense of space and depth, showing how tall the trees are. In this next shot, the transition includes a perspective match. Also, in this shot, there is a good sense of movement from the leaves falling down, as well as we can also see the rule of thirds in where the ground is in the shot. In this next shot, I was trying to play with the idea of using branches for framing, so I zoomed through them in order to show how they could frame what was deeper within the image. This shot begins with selective focus on a log, and as it tilts up, there is a rack focus to the rocks in the background. This rack focus reveals the point of view and perspective of the shot and shows the perspective is low to the ground. This next shot starts on a close-up of a tree trunk and zooms out. Then it follows the tree trunk and the branch of the tree trunk, and as we pan up, there's somewhat of a sense of rhythm as the branches break away from the tree trunk. These next two shots show a nice transition from daytime to nighttime with lighting for effect. As you can see, the lighting on these two shots is very different, but it is the same image. There's a lot of negative space in this shot. Also, the rule of thirds combined with the negative space points out the fire that the person watching this can see and brings attention to it. And this last title has a really good sense of balance, as the titles and the two images of the same fire on both sides are very balanced. Thank you for listening to my director's commentary, and my script is attached to this blog post. Well, this is Ezvid, and welcome to my director's commentary. We begin with an upwards tilt and get some nice lighting for effect with a lens flare. There is a fade to white, there's a color fade to white into a panning panoramic shot.